Tera's Skycastles get a release date, PlanetSide 2 sets a record, a Dragon's Dogma MMO is announced, all that and more. I'm Zach Sharps and this is Free to Play Weekly. Those of you sitting at level 40 in the sci-fi MMORPG Firefall got great news this week. Red 5 Studios has revealed that the next update will add a good bit of content to the game. What new content, you say? Well, a new level 40 PvE zone called the Amazon War Zone, where you're going to find the Chosen up to their old tricks. Also in the updates are big game hunts, where 12 rare creatures spawn at various locations throughout the world, and only elite hunters will be able to track them down, much less defeat them for their rewards. Another great addition in the updates is the new reputation system, but unfortunately there's not much details on the new changes to the already existing system. But regardless, it does seem Firefall fans have a lot to look forward to in their sci-fi MMORPG. In a Tera Online producer letter we analyzed not too long ago here on MMOBomb.com, NMass Entertainment provided some much anticipated details to their new guild housing system, Skycastles. However, in that producer letter, they did not specify a definitive release date for that system. With that said, this week they did, and Tera fans will be happy to know that Skycastles will launch on February the 24th. Even though they will be launching, Skycastles are only available to the top-ranking guilds on each server via two new, ongoing 4-week guild competitions that track guild points earned from dungeons, battlegrounds, and guild vs. guild battles. Also in the updates is a new Sky Cruiser Endeavor dungeon, as well as a hard mode version of the existing dungeon Baptismal Rise. Plenty of new things are around the corner for Tera fans. Are you still playing Tera though? If so, I'm pretty curious, what class do you play as your main? Still anticipating the on-again, off-again, in-development sci-fi MMORPG Otherland? Well, Drago Entertainment has some good news for us this week, and it appears the second closed beta is around the corner. They stated the following on their forums. Otherland is starting into the second closed beta in February. We don't have an exact date yet, and it could be delayed, but we don't want to tease you anymore. We polished a lot of stuff and put a lot of effort in it to provide you with more content, more quests, and new features. Overall, I'm always interested in checking out new MMOs, and it's really cool to hear that Otherland is trying to produce a second closed beta in February, because that means that the official launch is even closer. Whether or not it's going to be good is yet to be seen, but regardless, at least we now know when the second closed beta is going to be. Sony Online Entertainment and PlanetSide Battles teamed up last week to take on a 3-year-old Guinness Book World Record for the most players to take part in a single first-person shooter battle concurrently. The previous world record, being 999 players, was held by Man vs. Machine, a browser-based game by Swedish developers Much Different, utilizing their free-to-play MMO FPS PlanetSide 2 for this world record attempt. After loads of chaos, the record was broken at 1,158 players. After the chaos ended, Sony posted some statistics on what occurred. Some of the stats include 53,000 kills, 31 bases captured, 5,000 vehicles destroyed, and over 2,000 streamers. All I know is I'm extremely sad I missed this battle, considering how much I love first-person shooters. What I'm wondering though is, did any of you take part in this massive war? Leave me a comment down below. Those of you anticipating InnoGame's upcoming strategy game, Rising Generals, may need to get some tissues out, because the news I'm about to tell you may bring some tears to your eyes. What's the news, you might ask? Well, InnoGames is reporting that the development for the game will be brought to a halt, and the teams working on the game will be reassigned to Elvenar and other mobile-related projects. It seems as though that a lot of devs are focusing more on mobile lately. For example, NCSoft's recent shift to the more mobile development space kinda makes you wonder if the online games market is becoming a little bit saturated, or mobile is just a gold mine at the moment. You know what? I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. Time to drop the question of the week. Last week on the show, I asked whether or not you guys prefer the buy-to-play model or the free-to-play model. A user by the name of Jimmy Neutron. Come on guys, I had to pick this. It's Jimmy Neutron Science mixed Swaggins Neutron, you know? Anyhow, he said the following: hell no, the buy-to-play model is worse, because if you think about it, you spent $60 to get into the game for it to be asking for more money to be on equal footing. They're just milking the Elder Scrolls Online hard for money because they even have a cash shop. When you add in the sub fee, it's supposed to take away cash grabbing practices, not add to it. If you want your comment possibly featured in next week's episode, make sure to leave a comment down below. This week's question is, with InnoGames pulling the plug on Rising Generals and shifting more towards browser-based and mobile games, away from client-based games, do you feel as though the mobile client-based market is becoming oversaturated? I'm curious what you guys have to say regarding this, because either way, I see both sides of the coin on this one. I see businesses shifting their focus, but I also see plenty of client-based online games being made. To top off the news this week, Jamatsu reported that Capcom has a free-to-play online version of Dragon's Dogma in the works. The title is currently slated to be released on the PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and the PC, and is to be released sometime this year. Dragon's Dogma Online is seemingly following the footsteps of the original Phantasy Star Online, where parties form in a lobby and then take to the field together in groups of 4. However, if you wish to play solo, Capcom has stated that AI NPCs can be used in lieu of actual party members. Also noted was that the combat will play like Dragon's Dogma fans would expect. There will be big monsters that become enraged, clinging combat, and dramatic battles. On the story front, Dragon's Dogma Online features an entirely new story that is separate from the solo counterparts. The open world portion of the game will be expanded through seasonal updates, and they mentioned at one point that they considered making it a subscription-based game, but they decided that free-to-play was best for the game. Overall, it sounds like it will be a pretty cool game, but until I see a good bit of gameplay and I get my hands on it, my hype train will still have to collect some dust. Well guys, that is it for the news this week. Make sure to head on over to mmobomb.com for the latest giveaways, sign up for alerts, bookmark the page, check it daily, hourly, maybe every minute if you're obsessed. But as always guys, I'm Zach Sharp, signing off until next week's Free to Play Weekly. I will catch you guys next time.